Good morning. I am Dr. Anitha D B, Associate Professor, CSE Data Science Department, ATME College of Engineering, Mysore. Now I am going to demonstrate one of the machine learning lab experiment. The problem statement is develop a program to compute the correlation matrix to understand the relationships between pairs of features. Visualize the correlation matrix using heat map to know which variables have strong positive or negative correlations. Create a pair plot to visualize pairwise relationship between features. For this, we need to use California housing dataset. First thing, we have to import the necessary libraries. So these are the necessary libraries: pandas, numpy, matplotlib.pyplot and cbon. The second step is read the data set using pd.read_csv and give the path of the data set. Here the data set name is housing.csv. Next, display the first 5 samples of the data set using df.headof. So here we have stored the housing data set in the variable df. So we can use df.headof function to display the first 5 samples of the data set. So from that first 5 samples, we can notice the names of the columns, that is nothing but name of the features: longitude, latitude, housing median age, total rooms, total bedrooms, population, households, etc. I think totally there are 10 features. So before finding the correlation matrix and generating heat map and pair plot, we need to identify is there any missing value in any of the columns. So identify the columns which contains the missing values using isNull.SumOf function. So df.isNullOf.SumOf function will display the count of the missing values for each feature. So from this output, we can notice that total bedroom contains 207 missing values and all other features are not having any missing value. Once we identify the missing values, we need to replace the missing value by any of the concept. But here we are using median value for replacing the missing value. Fill the missing values by median value of the particular column. Here the particular column is nothing but total bedrooms. So first find out the median value of the total bedroom column and save it in one variable x. Then replace the missing values present in the total bedrooms by the value of x. X is nothing but the median value of that feature column total bedrooms. Next, before generating the heat map, remove the unwanted columns because longitude and latitude or not gives any relationship between the other features. So drop these columns. df.drop of, so mention the name of the columns which we need to drop: longitude, latitude and ocean proximity by using drop function. And if you want, we can display the first 5 samples of the data set after performing the drop function. So if you observe in this 5 samples, there is no column longitude and latitude and ocean proximity. Now after dropping the unwanted columns for correlation matrix and that heat map, now compute the correlation matrix. So in order to find the correlation matrix, there is a function called as cor. So apply this cor function on df1. So df1 is the data frame which contain all features except that longitude, latitude and ocean proximity. Then after finding the correlation matrix, print the correlation matrix. So this is the output of correlation matrix. So if we count the features like housing median age, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 features after dropping 3 features. So we'll get 7 cross 7 matrix. So that is housing median age with housing median age. The correlation, obviously the correlation is equal to 1 because we find out the correlation between the same features. So like this, then housing median age and the total rooms. So the correlation is minus 0.361262. So like this, we are having 7 cross 7 matrix. So positive correlation, that is the values are positive. Negative correlation, the values are negative. And the correlation value is equal to 1, that is the highest correlation, or like 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 are nothing but there is an highest positive correlation between the features. So now after finding the correlation matrix, now we can plot the heat map. So this is another representation of the relationship between one feature with the another feature. So instead of using the correlation matrix and identify the relationship, we can have a pictorial representation to identify the relationship between the features. So that is called as heat map, and this heat map is generated based on the correlation matrix value. So plot heat map for correlation matrix. For that I've used sns.heatmap function, and for this function pass the parameter like correlation matrix and cmap reds anode is equal to true. And plt.show will get the heat map diagram. So at the right corner there is a color bar. So the light color is nothing but the negative correlation, and mid value 0, there is no correlation. Then as the value increases, there is a positive correlation. So the dark value gives the positive correlation, and almost this light red color gives you the negative correlation. So from this color map we can identify the correlation between the individual features. The dark color represents the highest correlation, and in between light color there is a lowest correlation, and completely the light color gives you the negative correlation. So the next part is plot the pair plot to analyze the feature relationship. This is another way of analyzing the relationship between the features. For that I've used sns.pairplot of df1, then plt.show will get the pair plot. So again if we count the features 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is a 7 cross 7 plots between the features, like housing median age with housing median age, then housing median age with the total rooms. So like this, like from one feature to all other features, we can analyze the relationship. And if we observe this graph, so see this graph, so there is a linear relationship. From this graph we can easily identify there is a positive correlation. And if you observe this last one, so from this graph we can identify there is no correlation between the feature, that is housing median age and median house value. So there is no correlation between housing median age and the median housing value. So like this we can identify the relationship between one feature with the other feature by plotting the pair plot. So both, that is a correlation matrix, that is a heat map, and the pair plot, both are used for analyzing the relationship between the features. Thank you.